Welcome to Philly Fortune Talks with your host, Jake Penny, where the city's brightest minds share the secrets behind their success. Are you ready to be inspired?
Imagine mastering the art of driving massive growth in digital marketing. Today, we're diving into the expertise of Dan Vogel, a marketing strategist with over 20 years of experience transforming businesses from startups to $500 million corporations. Founder of Dbv Marketing Inc., Dan specializes in performance growth, email marketing, and ROI analytics, helping companies achieve top of funnel growth, mid of funnel nurturing, and bottom of the funnel conversions. Dan, welcome to Philly Fortune Talks. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Jake.
Awesome, Dan. So your entrepreneurial journey began at such a young age. Can you share, what motivated you to start on your entrepreneur journey and what that looked like?
Sure, I was inspired by my father and by my brother. They had both detailed cars at a young age to make some money from home. And that is when you're cleaning a car really well with wax, not when you're painting a line on it, as some people think it is.
Yeah.
So I kind of took it over when I was 16 and started making flyers and putting them on people's cars nearby and said, I will wash your car. And that was it was a great way to work for myself and make my own schedule, which I still love to this day.
That's awesome. I had a similar experience. My dad has a shop, and in the summers, he would have me detail cars with the older guys. Now, mind you, I wasn't that good, but he still paid me like to clean the cars, do everything like that. And then after I was done, I'd sweep the floors in the shop, even if they weren't dirty anymore. He'd be like, "Keep sweeping. I don't want to see hands in the pockets." So
It was good. I did it from like high school through college, maybe a little bit after. And
that's
then it was
awesome.
time to get a real job after that.
Yeah, I mean,
But
hey,
yeah,
I know a lot of people that do car detailing, and they make a lot of money now. Car detailing is not cheap whatsoever.
I know. Maybe I should go back to it. I don't know. It's a
My one buddy's charging between like $300 and $800 a car.
oh my, I was doing it wrong, I guess. But that was also like 20, 25 years ago.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
now they have all like the ceramic stuff, and it's just insane. What paint correction and all that? It's nuts.
yeah. I should add that the company name back then was DBV Auto Detailing. So you can see I've stayed very creative over the years with my company name, moving from DBV Auto Detailing to DBV Marketing. So I like to use my brain a lot and think of creative names.
And for the listeners, what does DBV stand for?
Ooh, yeah, it's my name, Daniel Benjamin Vogel.
Awesome. What key strategies helped you, achieve success in the marketing industry?
It's interesting. My career has kind of spanned a lot of different areas. I started in computer science and weaved into finance. So when I got into marketing, maybe like 10 years later, there were skills I had picked up from um, those things in my life that helped me kind of be a better marketer. There's a lot of things that help. I always thought marketing was very creative focused, and
Hmm.
I never felt of myself as a creative person. I have evolved, but the thing that helped me first was learning about the data and the numbers that help drive marketing decisions. And that's how I kind of got involved. And that's how I learned. Because there's a lot of technical elements and data elements to marketing. So being able to set up the proper tracking for digital marketing campaigns is really important, which wasn't a thing 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And now it is as digital marketing becomes bigger and bigger.
It is. I mean, I've done a few funnels myself and created the landing pages and done the SEO, the Google Analytics, and all that stuff. Running multiple retargeting funnels and ads and stuff like that, and it's intense. You know, I took a course on it, but man, um, you learn by doing it over a long time.
Yeah,
And that's when I was like, let the pros take care of it, because it's an art, that's for sure.
it's a lot, but I'm thankful there's so many tools out there that make it somewhat easier. I mean, Google Analytics. I mean, GA4 has evolved from the original Google Analytics, which,
Right.
but having tools out there like that and tools to help you track to make sure that your conversion events are set up properly. Because if you don't have conversion events set up for your campaigns, and you're just throwing money out there into the
Yep.
world, so with no return.
Absolutely. So, your experience in various marketing roles, over, from starting from DBV auto detailing at a young age till now DBV marketing, what, key things or, um, incidents or not incidents, but events influenced your leadership style over time?
It's a mix of seeing the good and the bad of how other people um, conduct their leadership style.
Mm,
Um, I I prefer, after seeing different people. I don't think it ever, for me, it never helped me if people were like angry or yelling. Um, so my style has evolved to be very educational and continuously trying to teach and help people learn so that they can help. Obviously, you don't want to. It doesn't really, I don't think anybody learns better by seeing someone aggravated or frustrated with you.
mm-mm.
So the continuously teaching, showing, making sure that there's ample time for questions, and being available to people so that you can help them learn, because that's part of the business too. I have a I have a small team that I teach and educate, but I also have clients that I have to teach and educate too. That none of them are experts in what I'm doing. So I have to continuously go back and kind of talk to them like I'm talking to anyone that doesn't know what I do. So it's like the bare basics. I don't want to say the wrong thing to say would be like talking to the 5-year-old,
Fifth,
but
fifth
like,
grade level. Yep.
but like, you know, that's the idea. And actually, I appreciate when people dumb things down for me. Hopefully people can see my air quotes there. But like, I appreciate when people can bring it down to the basics and talk to me like I need some extra support to learn. So it's helpful that way as well for me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, somebody that's a master at their craft, they know all the technical things and
Yeah,
the 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 algorithms and everything like that. But if you were to talk to an average Joe that's not in that field and is not the pro at that, you could talk to them and then you'll totally lose them. So it's like,
yeah,
yeah, bringing it down to that fifth grade terminology, that fifth grade understanding, and there's nothing wrong with that, is so they can fully comprehend it and understand what it is you're exactly doing and providing.
yeah. And repetition seems to be a key for most people. That helps me to learn as well. And it's actually interesting. I kind of mentioned like a fifth grade level or a 5-year-old level, but honestly, I think some people that age might even get it quicker than other people. Like I explained to my daughter what I do, who's 8 years old, and she's like, "Yeah, Dad, I see ads on YouTube. Like I get it." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. You know more than like my parents, so that's cool."
Now, now it's legitimate saying at a fifth grade level
I
because
know, I
fifth
know,
graders now are more technological savvy than
I
anybody
know.
else. So that it's actually legit now. So you're
Yeah.
in the clear. Your air quotes are good.
Perfect.
So when building your team, what qualities do you prioritize?
Um, I have a very small team, so it's really people that I can work with and people that are willing to learn and are open to trying new things. I mean, my business is new, so it's not like, oh, we need this one title type of person to do this one thing. It's like every day is different for all of us. So people have to kind of be malleable and learn and be willing to learn. And then painfully sit with me while I teach them um, over and over again. So it's really culture aspect and the willingness to learn, and that they want to um, listen to me talk a lot, essentially.
Well, good. What is it? What is it saying? It's like, the person that listens the most knows the most, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's always
that is
good.
true.
So balancing your life, your personal commitment and professional commitments is definitely challenging as an entrepreneur. I look at it as integration. Some people look at it as balance. But what daily habits or routines, for your personal self or, the business, keeps you focused and effective?
Yeah, so there are a couple things. I mean, I from a young age, I've always kind of prioritized working out, fitness,
Mm.
going to the gym. Um, and as I get older, it's probably even more important so that I don't wither away. Um, but that's a one thing where, the first thing in the morning is mostly I try to work out, run, and do some other kind of stuff. Um, but then also, I have a family, I have a daughter, I have a wife. So, there's also now between my daughter's school and camp, I either whether it's taking her to camp or school or even walking her some days there and getting her a chocolate beforehand is a nice thing that helps like break up the day and um, makes it doesn't seem like I'm like always focused on work because in
Right.
my brain things might be spinning, but I need to split it up a little bit. Those are pieces of it. But my day isn't the 9 to 5. Sometimes maybe some days I'm up earlier before I work out to do work, or after dinner I'm doing work again. But the goal is to like have those chunks of time where there's family time, um, or me time for the gym essentially, to then make
Yeah.
sure that like everyone, uh, so that everyone is happy, including me.
Yeah. I mean, I have a morning ritual. I wake up early, earlier than, everybody else. And I serve myself first because I truly believe if we don't serve ourselves first and take care of ourselves first, we can't serve others in the best way. So that's, working out, getting cardio in, whether that's a walk or you're on some type of cardio machine. I love the sauna.
Hmm,
Um, and reading, journaling, whatever, visualization, affirmations, things of that nature to set myself up so I'm attacking the day, not the day attacking me.
I love that. That's great, and I agree. I should do more of what you're doing, but you're modeling the way. So thank you.
Are there any books or podcasts or mentors that have had significantly influenced your approach on, marketing and leadership?
You know, there are a couple of things that have really kind of shined through in my life in marketing. Like I mentioned earlier that initially I thought marketing was very creative focused, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do, and that's not what I want to do at some point. When I went to business school, the marketing course I had was very intense, but it was also very numbers driven. I never realized that numbers could be a part of marketing. So that professor showed me the light that like, oh, I could actually maneuver into marketing and like utilize my brain a little bit more than I am and feel good about it. Um, Professor Marco Protano. Um, so that's one person. And there's been a lot of other people throughout my career that have kind of like shown me like different parts of marketing that have been helpful. In terms of podcasts, man, there's been so many. And some of them aren't even marketing or business related. I mean, you have like some of them are like, I don't know, Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard, not even like marketing or business related, but sometimes there's things, little tidbits in there that help you like see the light about how you want to live your life and how
Hmm.
you want to be aware and present, which is super helpful when we have devices at our disposal all the time. I forget the podcast is called, but I think of like the Reid Hoffman podcast. I don't even know if it's around anymore, but that one there was some good tidbits in there on leadership and business growth, which helped me in the early stages. Um, yeah, one I listened to for a long time was Social Media Marketer. I kind of it was years I listened to that one. I've kind of declined my listening there, but that was a big one in my early days of social media that helped me learn more about different strategies and stuff like that. So there you go.
That's awesome. What, does DBV marketing do for its clients and how do you guys serve your ideal avatar?
Yeah, I mean our clients, we are serving clients and helping them. I like to generalize as we help them grow. and there's different ways we do that. So I kind of have like two different like lanes I run in currently. One is like in the e-commerce space. So I help clients with their acquiring new prospective clients. I help them nurture those clients. I help them then convert those clients into sales when they're ready. So that's a mix of social media marketing and email marketing and landing page optimizations. So those are things that help them to grow. It's very numbers focused. We can see the results. The attribution is set up fairly properly, which is like a trigger word for most marketers. And then my other lane, I have like this lead gen space, and I work with a couple of clients in the education lead gen space, and I'm helping them just get new prospective students into their funnel that go to like directly to colleges and their admissions teams. So I'm running ads on Facebook and on TikTok and on Google to get leads into their funnel so that the admissions teams can call them and explore their options with them. So those are the big things. Those are the big buckets of where I'm helping now.
Nice. I've always loved e-commerce. I've always found it super fascinating. I myself and my partner ran a few e-commerce platform, companies just selling various products. I know that's like the very like that's just a slither of what e-commerce is about. But man, when I was back in I was probably 12 years old. I had an eBay store. My parents opened an e-commerce
Wow.
there. So I had an e-commerce business from day one where I was finding stuff at like thrift stores or stuff like that, and then relisting, finding the values, relisting it on those platforms. So I've always had a knack and, a lot of interest in just e-commerce in general, no longer storefront. We're on the web, right? It's
Yep.
everybody's for the most part, everybody could be your client, your avatar. But it really gets niched down. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I
E-com.
agree. It's been a journey to find this. There's like hits and misses, and sometimes you find clients or industries that aren't the right fit. I personally prefer B2C, business to consumers, versus like business to business, B2B. But it takes it's a learning process to learn where you shine, and I'm happy with where I've landed in this journey so far.
Absolutely. Your bio is incredible. So, power to you. Well done. I wouldn't you know, tread lightly on what you've accomplished so far.
Oh, thank you.
So, with entrepreneurship, financial planning is a huge thing, right? Keeping the doors open, making sure their home front's good. How do you approach financial planning to ensure not only stability and growth in your home, but also in your business?
Hmm. Yeah, this is probably the biggest point of anxiety for me. But yeah, I mean, look, I think from a financial planning perspective, there's a level of where I want to be each month, each quarter, each year, that helps provide for what my family needs, retirement, my daughter's college fund,
Mm.
if college is still a thing in like 10 years. Um, but part of that is like making sure that part of that is like making sure my pipeline is strong and secure, which is like a a point a piece I need to work on more. Um, but in terms of like the financial planning, I mean, yeah, it's not a piece that I bet a lot of entrepreneurs could focus more on that. I think a lot of entrepreneurs, my guess is that they focus a lot on and in their business, and I'm guessing the financial piece is tertiary to all those things.
Yeah, I definitely feel so, as everybody's, bottom line driven, right? Revenue, profit, 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 and growing the business, but then they forget about like the back end. That's why I feel like you see so many mom and pop companies never actually stopping, right? Because
Yeah,
they always think about what's in the now, like what's going on in the business, then like, hey, what about 20 years down the line. And you also see that right now, buying mom and pop businesses is huge, right? So yeah, I mean, I was just curious, that's a question that is asked a lot, and I think it's, a lot of entrepreneurs definitely need help with that for sure.
Yeah.
What are your long-term goals for DBV, and how do you plan to achieve them?
It's interesting. I think that the digital marketing space kind of evolves um, very frequently and all the time. Um, so who knows what services we'll be offering in 5 or 10 years? Who knows if Facebook and TikTok, who knows what those will look like in a couple of years or a year or 6 months. But
True.
the goal for DBV marketing is to continue to help businesses grow. I love to help businesses on top of the marketing piece. This is not like I don't even tout this anywhere, but I think an important piece of it is helping businesses see where the opportunities are. So,
Mm.
the channels I offer to help them market right now are the opportunities that I'm familiar with, but there's always different opportunities, different channels to improve the bottom line, whether it's different utilizing different marketing channels, maybe helping with even some operational or logistical stuff where like you can reduce costs somewhere else. There's different elements that I would love to be able to help with more that I have experiences with in my career that I just haven't done more recently, but I'm very familiar with those elements of how to run a business. So um, hopefully I can continue to do that. I like how DBV is a smallish group. It's fun. Everyone's remote, and that's important. And everyone has flexibility to kind of prioritize what they want to prioritize. Um, you know, including outside of work stuff as like
Right.
number one. So that's what I hope that we can stay that way, and hopefully we run this until we're all ready to retire, and then it's over.
And then
And
you
we
could
go in our
exit to
ways.
a bigger
Yeah,
marketing company at that time,
yeah,
live
maybe.
large, Mai Tais on the beach, something like that.
Yeah,
So
yep.
if you had, one piece of advice for aspiring marketers or entrepreneurs in general, looking to make a significant impact, what would you, tell them?
It kind of goes back to what you were saying before about listening and opening your eyes and ears to other people. Everyone has something to offer. Everyone has some kind of wisdom, whether you want to hear it or ingest it or not. I think everyone can help you um, figure out different elements in how you run your business and live your life. You can choose to listen or not listen, but I think those and having a people in your network will be super important to help you. Because if you're just living in your own bubble, that usually is a recipe for solo thinking and not the right kind of good solopreneur thinking. So
Stagnation.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? The book Who Not How. And then the saying is your network is your net worth, right? So you are
Yeah.
the five people that you surround yourself most with. We've heard that probably from kids and, our adult peers as growing up in school. Like, you are who the five people you hang out with. If they're bad, you're going to be bad. Don't hang with them. The same goes for life, right? It's like,
Yeah.
you want to be better, if you want to learn more and achieve more, start surrounding yourself with more successful people. Um, that you may be the lesser of the evil, but it's for a greater reason, greater purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
For listeners that want to connect with you and learn more about DBV marketing, what's the best place for them go to and get connected with you and learn more about what you can do for them?
Sure. Well, the place that I spend the most time is on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is Dan Vogel 01. You can find DBV Marketing there too. It's probably just /DBV Marketing. And there's also dbvmarketing.com, my website. Those are the main places to find me.
Awesome. Well, Dan, it was a pleasure having you on Philly Fortune Talks, and I look forward to hearing from you next time.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care, Dan.
Thanks for tuning in to Philly Fortune Talks with Jake Penny. Inspired to share your success story? Visit phillyfortunetalks.com/guest and let's inspire together.